We've all tried using online classifieds and had the same problem. Too many great deals. You can't pick just one. Now, there's a better way. I'm Market Mike, and I've dedicated my whole life to finding you the best deals. But I was always held back by traditional infomercial studios. But now, thanks to breakthroughs in technology and AI, I'm able to sift through all the gems and even get out into the world and bring the deals right to the people. Now I'm able to bring you all the unbelievable value that online classifieds have to offer. I'm Market Mike, and these are your hot deals. Hey, it's your old pal Market Mike, back with another episode of Hot Deals. This is the only show where we bring you the best of local online classifieds and let you meet the cool people behind the hot deals. Speaking of cool people, I want to give a special shout out to my main man, my director of deals, the person who helps me find all my material. It's Drew, ladies and gentlemen. Drew, how you doing in there?
Doing all right, boss?
Drew, you've been absolutely killing it recently. I love the deals you've been finding, and I notice you're in a pretty good mood.
So, Mr. Mike, you hired me to find you all these deals and crawl through the internet. And you know that my background is in programming, so I developed an AI, and now it's helping me find all the deals that you like.
Wow, Drew, that's amazing. I'm so proud of you.
Wait, really? Is that cool? I can use AI?
Why would I be mad about that? I was using AI when I hired you.
Excuse me?
Yeah, and Drew, as many ambitious immigrants of your own as you want to hire, you go for it. But just remember, you're paying them.
Shoot, yeah.
All right, buddy, keep up the good work. We're gonna roll on with the show, starting off, as always, with rapid fire deals. Folks, this time we're gonna hit South Osborne, checking out the BDI to see if people like cool treats or hot deals. I'm here with Natalie. Natalie, do you buy many things online? What was the last hot deal you found from online?
I probably got a Victorian couch for $200.
Wow, $200. How much were they asking?
$250.
Well, that's a hot deal. That's a big bargaining move. I like that. Dan, do you buy a lot of things online, or do you sell a lot of things?
I do both. I like to buy and sell, and I'm always looking for a good deal. I actually got a CD player that I'm trying to sell. I'm actually asking $365 for it. It's one of those 300 disc CD players.
Oh, wow.
I got a deal on getting it fixed, so I figured if it's worth $300 to fix, it's got to be worth $365 to sell.
But you got a deal on the fixing, but you're not passing those deals on to your buyers.
I'm just giving them a good deal. You can't find these anymore.
So our first deal is a handmade Mickey Mouse candle for $10.
Too much.
Too much, $10. Let me just say, the seller lets you know it's an unburned Mickey Mouse candle, personalized with the name Sabina on the back, would make one heck of a gift if you know a Sabina.
I don't, so I don't need one.
So do you know any Sabinas?
I don't know any Sabinas.
Okay, well, for $10, could you find maybe a Sabrina or a Sabino who doesn't read that well?
I'm going to say no.
You're going to say no. So what I'm hearing is we're a hard maybe on this sale.
Yes, a hard maybe, and for $10,
Could we offer him 8?
5.
5, okay. Hey, so we've upgraded from a hard maybe to a soft yes. This says, table want gone soon.
Well, then they should just give it away.
They should just give it, well, they're asking for 30, so.
For $30, if they only had 2, I'd buy it.
They only have one table, but they are selling these things for their dad, and you will be meeting him when you pick up. So you're only getting one table, but you're possibly getting a new friend.
There we go. Well, then in that case, 35.
Okay, we added $5 to that sale. Love this. All right, we're cruising.
I don't care about the dad.
Okay, so we're
want the
holding.
table.
You want the table. Table one gone. Okay, well, now that I know you're a table gal, now I've warmed up. This is some beautiful tables. $70. Seller lets you know almost about 70% new.
Anything that's used, you're not going to pay top price.
Well, I think that 70% is maybe the best amount of used, right? If you get 80% used, that's too used. You get 60% used, that's not enough used. They're going to want too much money for a 60% used. So I think 70, you're undervaluing. That's the sweet spot.
I think it depends on what it's for. If it's for my house, it would be a different story. If it's someone else, I would want to purchase it cheaper.
Right. So for someone you don't like, this is maybe a great deal. At $70 for an enemy, we're moving tables.
Maybe.
Okay, so again,
Classic, yeah.
Hard maybe.
Hard maybe.
Hard maybe. The Ultimate Sex Book, $3. Seller lets you know therapist's guide to fulfillment, not porn.
I'll give them a toonie.
You're giving a toonie. I like the way you bargain, but I mean, this is a great deal. This is a great deal. They let you know right up front it's not a sex book.
I don't care.
You don't care? Well, I care. I can't tell you how many times I get to a book deal expecting smut, and it's just a normal book. I mean, thanks a lot, Animorphs.
$2, that's it.
Let me ask you this. Do you have any parting words of advice for people buying or selling things online?
Ask a lot of questions, and don't be afraid to make an offer, because you never know. And it can't hurt to ask, would you take $10 less? Or would you...
And that's a lesson for life.
Buyer beware. I've actually been scammed.
All right, well, what if I go home right now, make an ad for Enforcer? Have you been scammed in a Kijiji deal and I put myself online for $50? I'll go attack the people who scammed you.
I think you get in trouble for that.
All right, that was one of my worst success rates. I'll admit that. So let's get on to this week's feature deals, starting with 17 Coca-Cola Christmas-themed glasses. Love this deal. It's $45 all in. Seller lets you know he's not breaking it up. All right, he knows what he's got. He's got a hot bunch of glasses. He's gonna make you buy them all. And you might be saying, hey, isn't that an Applebee's glass? Sure, but we're not gonna let one bad Applebee's ruin the bunch, okay? This is still a great deal. And it's actually got bonus value because you'll notice the seller has said, if you can find these anywhere else for less, why is that a concern to me? By all means, buy them from the other place. So folks, he's throwing in the gift of time, all right? He's not gonna waste your time, you don't waste his. Time, most precious resource of all. You can't buy it anywhere unless you're shopping online where the deals are smoking hot. All right, let's move on to the next deal. N64 manuals, video games not included. This is a bit of a head scratcher when you look at it, all right? I know that, folks, but think, every time a movie comes out and it's an adaptation of a book, what's everybody always saying? Oh, the book is way better. Same principle here, right? Why do you need to play the games when you can absorb all the fun lore from the instruction manuals? And as if that wasn't a good enough deal, this is also just a chance to take a trip back to 1996 when these games came out, all right? What an unbelievable year. Think about it. The Cold War was 5 years in the rear view. Bosnia was approaching peace after 4 years of conflict. And the Unabomber, Ted Kaczynski, had just been apprehended by the FBI. Whatever offer you want to make for these manuals, you're going through a trip through time to a year of unbridled optimism. Unbelievable deal. We're moving on. This next segment is all about getting ahead. Let's see that first deal. A bust of Ukrainian philosopher Ivan Franko. Only $20. Franco, a man who famously said, the future belongs to those who prepare for it today. He also famously said, he who does not love his own language is lower than an animal and a smelly fish. But let's focus on being prepared. Halloween's always right around the corner. You're gonna want to prepare with our next deal, a bust of Jeepers Creepers for only $225. This is the villain from the hit 2001 film Jeepers Creepers for only $225, Halloween decorations sorted. What's always coming up after Halloween? You're gonna want to be prepared for Father's Day. That's why I've got this next deal, a busted JFK for only $50. It's perfect for Father's Day, and you know that because the seller says so. And why would they lie to you? But even if they are lying to you, all right, so you don't need it for Father's Day, still great for target practice. Unbelievable value for only $50. We're gonna keep it moving here. What's our next deal? Oh, seem to have a little problem with the deal screen here. Drew, what's going on, buddy? Where's our next deal at?
Sorry, Mr. Mike, I don't really have time for you now. You didn't respect my time here, and the AI that I developed actually got a venture capital funding.
I'll be honest with you, Drew, I didn't understand much of what you just said.
Well, that means that I'm $300 million in valuation, and it can go up to $1 billion on my series A, B, and C. So, thank you for the opportunity here, and you can go to hell.
I'll be honest, folks. This is a bit of a setback. Wasn't expecting this, and I'm a little embarrassed. I prepared a segment that was gonna look back on everything we've accomplished so far, and it was a bit of a celebration, but now it honestly just feels a little embarrassing because I've been out here selling old heads while my assistant is closing mammoth deals. Sort of feels like this whole thing has just kind of been a waste of time. I guess we'll play the segment while I collect my thoughts. Wow. When you look back on everything, I realize I overcame a lot of adversity just to get to this point. And you know what? I'm not leaving. I'm not leaving. I don't care if I have to go right back to the bottom rung, finding all my deals myself. I'm not giving up on you people. I'm committed to finding deals. Hang on. Okay, I am getting word. The show has been purchased by Druve Media LLC. Okay. That's not bad. I'm sure he'll remember all the good times we had. Okay, no, I am getting word. Druve is canceling the show, and he has bought me out of my contract for $1,364. Wow, 1,364 smackers. Can you believe it, folks? I mean, I could buy the heads, I could buy the glasses, I could buy like half the stuff we sold on this show. That's unbelievable value. Folks, I'm sorry to be leaving you in the lurch, but you're gonna have to find your own deals. I gotta get out of here. I mean, oh geez, I hope those glasses are still available.